Well, good morning. Well, it's kind of a crummy day outside, so I'm inside here making pots. Well, all right. To put it, I'm off this afternoon, but it's icky out, very muddy, and cool and breezy. So I was going to sit around in the house and find something to do, and I found just the thing. This toy lets you make pots out of paper, newspaper, brown paper sack. Now, this idea, I've seen it before. I've seen people use them before on YouTube. But but I've never seen one for sale. I've never seen a place you could buy one or get one made. Well, Pathways Homestead had showed it. That's a small YouTube channel that I subscribe to. I pretty much will subscribe to anybody that subscribed to me if they let their name show. I don't do that as a recruitment tool, but I figure they helped me out. I'm going to help them out too. So anyway, she had one. In fact, she had two of them. She had two different sizes. And so she was showing them and showing how you used it. And I got enough detail, good enough look at this one that I could go to a friend of mine who has a lathe and does woodworking and have him make one. So I'm going to show you how it works. You take your this part, and you take your paper, whatever you're going to use, wrap it around there, you know. All right, now I take just a little. I think masking tape would be a better choice, but this is just what I had. So I just take a very small piece of tape and stick it on there. And you want it a little bit. You want to be able to fold it over. You start with wherever your end of your roll was. Start there, and you start rolling it over like so. Then you just take your base and give it a pretty good crimp, and it should slide off and give you your pot. Now, I've always used Jiffy pots, the little peat pots. I've always had good luck with them. I've never had a problem with them. Plant the whole pot right in the garden. There's no transplant shock with them. And I've not had as much trouble with damping off and things like that when I used the peat pots, as opposed to the little plastic things, little cell plants. Those, that seem, when I try seed start with those, it seems like I have a lot of trouble with damping off. And, but the peat pots never do. They dry out enough that you don't have those little issues. So, but this should be able to be used the same way. You're going to fill that with dirt. You're going to put it in a plant tray and put your seed in it. Put your potting mix in it. Plant your seed. Now it's going to sit in that plant tray for, depending on what it is, maybe up to 6 weeks, maybe just 2 or 3 weeks. But by then, that paper is going to be pretty soft, and you should be able to go out to your garden, dig a hole, dump that booger in there, that pot and all, and cover it up. Easy. And that's what I like, easy. I earned the title Lazy Gardener. Okay, while I'm on the subject of this and pots, I want to show you. That's the single seed tomato. Now this booger has been the bane of my existence. It was very, very slow to come up. I think I already mentioned something about that. Then it came up, and it was one of those that the seed leaves couldn't quite pull themselves out of the seed cover, the hard shell. And so I've still got one kind of weird deformed leaf over here on this side. but it has looked from day one like the plant that you would normally cull from the plants that you grew, you know, and say, okay, this one I'm not going to plant out in the garden. I'm going to pick these better looking, healthier ones. But it seems to be perking up now and looking more normal. So, you know, and it's putting on some size a little bit, starting to grow. So I guess he's the single seed challenge. He's going to grow this year. So, but anyway, there he is. Okay, one more run through this. Now this is the stomper, and you see it's got an inset in it, and here's the base for it, and it's got the little part sticking up in the groove for the thing to sit into. You got to have a little extra clearance for the paper, you know, because when you take this piece of paper and you roll him up, he's got a little bit of thickness to it. Not much, not terrible, but just a little bit. Now, I'm cutting these out of a number 25 sack. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with the sizes and numbers of sacks, I'll make that easy for you guys out there. This is a 6-pack bag, okay? When you go to the store and you buy the 6-pack, this is the size sack they put it in. And I can get 4 of them to 6 of them out of that 6-pack bag. So then you just, like I say, after you folded it over, you just give him a good little crimp with your base. There it is. Okay, like I say, Pathways Homestead is where I saw the latest video on this. And like I say, I had a friend that was willing to, you know, throw a piece of wood in his lathe and put it together for me. So I want to thank him and thank Pathways Homestead for letting me borrow their idea. I haven't asked, but you know, but we're going to give them the credit. Well, all right, this is just an idea, something you might, if you've got a buddy that does woodworking that could maybe pop one of these out for you, there might be something you might be interested in. So I just thought I'd share it today. It was a nasty day out, not good to garden, but good to put around doing something in the house like this. So all right, thank you. I want you all to have a quality day.